check. Hello, check. Check. Welcome to heading down south to the land of the pine.
Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Jan, Eric, Frank, and we are live for the Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number 2 for the World Polo League All-Star Challenge. It's a beautiful day here. 26-goal polo at its finest. We have our 2 mounted officials in the center of the field with both of our teams, and I have Mr. Tom Blake here to sing our national anthem. So if I can ask everyone please to rise. Gentlemen, remove your lid, and please welcome Tom Blake.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Tom, as always, and I'd love to welcome everybody here to the Grand Champions Polo Club. So let's go to the introduction of the players, and Jan, Eric, Frank.
Thank you very much, and also from me, a very, very good afternoon. Great to be back here at Grand Champions Polo Club, the home where champions are born, bred and raised. And now let me get on with introducing you to these 2 high goal teams, starting from left to right in the purple and white shirts. Travieso, please put your hands together and welcome Senor Teo Kay. At number 2, yesterday winning the 12 goal and the MVP, Dicho Murnos coming in at number 2 of 7 goals. And then the first of our WPL 10 goalers, 6 of them this year. Sapo Cassette, the man at the number 3. And, of course, at back, playing of a very solid 8 goals. Give it up for Nacho Novijo Estrada. And now over to the team in the orange shirts. They go by the name of Brookshire at number 1. Please welcome back the one and only Mr. Scott Wood. At number 2, Pepe Vecellino, the 7-goaler, and then the second of our 10 goalers, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Polito Pierres. And at back, the very, very strong, keep an eye on him, Hero de Carril, playing at number 4 of 8 goals. Our 2 mounted officials this afternoon, Gaston Dorignac and Senor Pepe Araja. Of course, in the CTV Sports studios, we have our third man and our instant replay official, the one and only Mr. Steve Lane. Now, as I wait for Dale to come back up here, let me just tell you a little bit about this first of our 5 WPL tournaments. This, the All-Star Challenge, is a by elimination only, so expect to see a fast and furious second game. We've already had one game earlier in the week, where in Group D, where Dazos Lafay took on Santa Rita Trenque Lauken. They beat them by 13 goals to nil. So Dazos Lafay are through. Louis Develix, Robbie Bilbao, Francisco Elizalde, and of course Nico Pierres. And we have 8 teams, of course, in the All-Star Challenge. So this again, a bit like a little final here, Del. We can expect to see some cracking polo.
You gotta love this, how they do the single elimination in our first tournament, the All-Star Challenge. Remember, we are using replay, as Steve Lane will be working as our IRO/third man in the CTV studios. And each team will get 1 challenge per half. That's 4 challenges. And looks like we are ready to go, and they'll line them up. And remember, we have our triggers in place where the umpires can use the cameras. And those triggers are based on if a goal is shot at, to check to see if a goal was scored. Anytime the ball goes out of bounds over the end line or the sidelines, you can also use the cameras when 2 4-legged athletes or 2 2-legged athletes come together on a play or any unsportsmanlike conduct. If the umpires do disagree with each other, they can also use the IRO to make a 100% call. And we're here with the action, 7 minutes left in the checker.
Now, if you look at the scoreboard, you might have noticed that Brookshire already have been given a goal. That is on handicap. This, of course, the highest level of polo played anywhere on planet Earth outside of Argentina. Brookshire coming in with a total of 25. Travieso with 26. Hence, that first goal given to the team in orange. And it looks like they are on course for their goal. Number 2, Pepe Vecellino picking up that ball, takes it deep down the field into Travieso territory, just teeing it up nicely, and that will be simple pickings here for Pepe Vecellino. Ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy, put your hands together. The first goal of our second match here of the All-Star Challenge 2023.
Yeah, what a power polo play here by the Brookshire team as they must lose 200-plus yards. Remember that polo field you're looking at today, 300 yards long by 160 yards wide. You can put 9 football fields in the area of one polo field. Those horses will run coast to coast, so in under 10 seconds. Pepe Vecellino showing you how to get it done, and a super goal there to start out here in Brookshire to push them ahead 2-0 with their handicap goal.
Ball's back in play, Travieso, and this is what it's going to come down to, especially at this level, winning those so important throw-ins. Let me just remind you, the man with the blue helmet now on the ball, easy to recognize him. He is one of our 2 10-goalers, Sapo Cassette. And that man of 8 goals, Hero de Carril, very solid as well. And the man with the white helmet there, just trying to avoid getting a knock there, that is Polito Pierres, the other 10-goal. And remember, we have 6 10-goalers gracing us with their presence this year at the WPL.
You got amazing polo as it's been. The first game was wide open. Field 2 here today, just looking like a pool table at the Grand Champions Polo Club. We love that, the highest polo in North America outside of Argentina, and it has been building here on our 5th season, our 16th anniversary here at the Grand Champions Polo Club.
Once again, the team in orange, Brookshire, in control. Ball goes over the halfway line. In comes the rocket up to the front door, possibly looking for Scott Wood. He was in that danger zone. And that ball, I thought it might just be kept in play, just goes over the back line. And when that happens, as you all know, we have a change of possession and a knock-in this case, for the team in purple, Travieso.
4:27 on the clock on the knock-in. Remember, we will be using the courtesy change. That'll happen halfway, somewhere halfway in the middle of the chukker. Give all the players the opportunity to change their four-legged athlete. It's going to be a big shot from Travieso and picked up here now by Sapo.
Cassette, like I said, one of the two 10-goalers just getting the ball away from the sideboards. And he will send that across the field. Yeah, nice bit of space to work with on the halfway line. Virgilino still, and what you're going to see, especially at this level, is you're going to see a lot of set plays, a lot of combination plays, but not only that, you're going to see what we love to see here at Grand Champions Polo Club, the so-called one-touch polo. Again, Cassette. Yeah, well, he just waited to take that ball, but there was already a man on the line.
You got it, so we will get a turning call here. Our first call of the day, turning. Now, remember, you can turn the ball on the polo field, but you cannot turn the ball when there is a player within two horses' lengths. Paulito Pierres, or actually Virgilino, I believe. Was that Paulito? Yeah, Paulito. And very too difficult. They're very similar looking. They're going to go ahead and use the courtesy change here. And remember, and they're going to go with the penalty 5B when they return. Now, remember the courtesy change. You know, we kind of like to break this down a bit for any of our new viewers on the courtesy change. And it's very easy. Just think of the three horse races in the Triple Crown, the Preakness Stakes, the Kentucky Derby, and the Belmont Stakes. The Preakness Stakes is a mile 3/16. It runs basically a minute and 53 seconds. That record was set by Secretariat in 1973, 9.5 furlongs. The Kentucky Derby is the second race of the Triple Crown. It's a mile and a quarter. That's 10 furlongs. It was, Secretariat set the record at a minute 59 in 1973. We like to talk about the Belmont. The Belmont Stake is a mile and a half, 12 furlongs. It takes 2 minutes and 24 seconds. The Secretariat also set that record, and that was in 1973 when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. You can understand how important the courtesy change is when we are running our polo ponies 3 to 4 minutes straight in a 7.5 minute chukker. We've had great views and we've had great input on it, and now it is a tournament condition in the United States Polo Association. And here it comes, looks like hello on the penalty 5B.
De Carril gets things underway. As you just said, Dale, just a little over 3.5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Nice little pickup, at least he tried to. Paulito Pierres running into a little bit of traffic there early on. And after that first goal scored by Virgilino, it is still 2-0, so still a little bit touchy-feely. Now, you might be hearing in the background, it is extremely gusty or windy here today.
Yeah, blustery day, huh, here?
This is like an English summer's day, Dale.
You got it.
This is like an English
kind
summer's
of blowing
day.
across the field today, too, so it's not going to really help the teams today running to either goal, so it will be a battle in the middle, but it looks like we've gone to a defensive stand here with 3 minutes left in the chukker.
Once again on the chase here. Sapo Cassette now having to go and play in defence. Brookshire with a nice little run. Look at these ponies open up. Nicely done with the number 3. That, of course, Pierres, Paulito, the two 10-goalers battling it out, and he puts it through. I beg your pardon, Carril, that one there, the 8-goaler, and what a cracking goal, avoiding the hook from Sapo Cassette, making it the second goal for Brookshire.
Yeah, so Brookshire working well around the center of the team, which is Paulito Pierres. Scott Wood, he'll stay out in front, but Pepe Virgilino picking up the first goal, Errol Del Carrillo picking up the second goal, and man, what a four-legged athlete right there, Jan Frank. He got out in front and was just off to the races.
Ball is back in play. Travieso coming out on top, winning the throw-in. Under the next shot, and that will go deep into the half now of Brookshire. He left that one behind. Tincho Merlos not able to do much with it. Brookshire once again, he's got no one to play it to, just holding back a little bit, taking the pace out of that game. The 10-goaler, Paulito Pierres, and that, of course, is an opportunity now here for the man with the number 2, Tincho Merlos, to come back. Sends it back to Sapo Cassette. And there is the extension all the way up to goal, and that looks like it's going to go through. What an amazing goal, Dale.
Sapo, showing you how to get it done, the man in the blue helmet. And that's what they needed right here. as with member giving 1 goal on handicap and 2 quick goals by the Brookshire team. That's going to get their first goal. Kind of stop the floodgates from rolling there. Brookshire coming out super strong here in the first chukker. And as we said, this field like a pool table, so every breakaway is going to be considered a goal. Back to the center, we do switch directions for any of you new viewers. That is the format that we use in the game of polo. So Travieso will be headed towards the north, Orlando, and Brookshire will be headed towards the south, Miami. And on the far side, it's going to be Travieso.
Once again, Travieso winning that throw-in. And we will, of course, be bringing you an update on the stats. And another, was it through? It looked like it might have gone through. Yeah, it did on the rebound. So, Sapo Cassette picking up his second. And you might have heard in the background that horn. That'll bring us to the end of the first chukker. So 2 goals apiece. But, of course, Brookshire getting that first goal on handicap. They leave the field with a lead of 3 goals to 2.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
You ready? You ready?
Here we go then. Nice to have you with us here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number 2, the legendary field number 2, where so many amazing games and championships have taken place, of course, especially the last 5 years. We are back with chukker number 2 in our second match of the WPL in this, the 5th year, the 2023 WPL season, and of course everything gets kicked off with the All-Star Challenge. Let me just remind you, if you've just tuned in, who is out there on the field in the orange shirts. We have Brookshire led by Mr. Scott Wood, then we have Pepe Vecellino at number 2 coming off 7 goals. Polito Pierres at number 3, the 10-goaler. Aero de Carril, the 8-goaler, making up that team in the orange shirts. In purple, Travieso Polo, led by Teo Calle. At number 2, Tincho Merlos. And then the second 10-goaler, Sapo Cassette. And at back, the 8-goaler, Nacho Navijo Estrada. They left the field at the end of that first chukker with a lead of 3 goals to 2 on handicap for Brookshire. But only 4 goals so far, having been scored twice by Brookshire, once by Vecellino and once by Polito Pierres, and twice by Sapo Cassette.
Very open, wild, moving game, and then we're going to get a right-of-way violation right here. And we had players moving forward there. So remember the right-of-way on the polo field. This is called 80% of the time the right-of-way foul, and it's all about the right-of-way. Those 8 horses out there that are running around with each other, they are avoiding making contact. And just as you were driving onto a highway, when you enter onto a highway, you need to enter the highway and not impede the cars that are coming down the highway. The ball will dictate the direction of the highway. The players will drive and ride the horses around on the different angles. If you impede a player, that is a right-of-way violation. And you need to have safe distance, and that distance is about 2.5 horse lengths. And it might get a little bit closer towards 26-goal polo as long as it's safe. So you must enter the line safely. A player following the ball will always have the right-of-way over a player meeting the ball. So a player coming from left to right, right to left, the player that is following it will have the advantage. In this case, we did have a blocking foul. They're going to move that down to the 60-yard mark, penalty 4. And here comes Brookshire.
And Vecellino hammers that ball, and I think the Windell might have gotten the better of that ball. It goes out to the left-hand side. It looked pretty straight, but that wind and that gust is not slight. It is very, very strong. So just out to the left-hand side, and that means once again possession with a knock-in for Travieso Polo. Nice little pass across the field. Again, this one-touch polo picked up quickly by Sapo Cassette. Now, who's he going to play it to? Teo Kaya going up. And that might be exactly what Sapo Cassette was thinking. Play it to Teo, but he was taking 2 defenders with him over on the far side. Once again, using the sideboards as a 5th man. Nice little ricochet. Oh, that's clever play here by Travieso Polo.
Now we get another whistle on the play. So you said it, Jan. A perfect use of the boards over there. And remember, those boards are about 10 to 12 inches tall, and the horses can jump the boards. So always keep your head on a swivel here at the Grand Champions Polo Club, because as in baseball, when a foul ball is hit out into the stands, the polo ball will leave the polo field at times. So keep your head on the swivel. The players are allowed to jump the boards too, so always be careful of the safety zones. We have another right-of-way violation down in the corner, and control will go back to Brookshire. But look at this steal by Tito Burlos.
Oh, cleverly done here. Tito Burlos just coming off a win yesterday, winning the limited edition 12-goal and voted, or winning the award of as MVP. So him now taking it up a notch from 12 goals to 26. He, of course, also a former 10-goal player. And that is a cheeky little steal here. That's superb Apollo. And that'll be Del Carril with the number 4 with an easy pickings here. It all started on the halfway line. Cracking goal, and goal number 2 for Del Carril.
Del Carril, this is amazing. He's coming from the number 4 position, and when he comes through, he is coming through at full speed. Looks like we got all the players in the stands up here, too. A lot of energy at the Grand Champions Polo Club, as this is our high goal season. So you will have friends, family all over the place. But look at this. A very tight game here with 4:33 on the clock. They'll come back to the center. These bowlings, the face-off in hockey, bowling, and polo, so important. Possession. Picked up there by Polito.
Pierres sends it back to the halfway line, intercepted here by Sapo Cassette. Cassette already with 2 goals on the score sheet. Tried to go for a long distance shot, but Vecellino just coming in just in the nick of time to stop him with a nice little hook. Now remember, you are allowed to hook a player as long as it's not above the shoulder of the pony. And another interruption now. We will, maybe it's a little bit earlier than normal. We always try and sort of allow the players to go for what we call a courtesy change between the 3 and 4 minute mark. Looks like one player has gone off the side for one attack issue. Sapo about to come back.
Yeah, you got it. So they'll use the courtesy change a little bit, as they know. Looks like they're going to have a attack time. So they will still have the courtesy change. And at the moment, they're going to... And it looks like they're going to still have the courtesy change here, Jan. So this is just going to be a tack timeout for Sapo Cassette. Now, remember, during the tack timeout, a player may fix the tack on the field or change his four-legged athlete. In this case, Sapo just decided to change horses, and they'll go to the penalty 5A, and it's going to be Ero.
The Carril man who just scored that cracking goal gets things underway again. So this team, Brookshire, and like we said at the beginning here, this is by a elimination tournament. So both of these teams will be playing it as if it were a final. Now the 10-goaler. Sapo Cassette sends it back. And that's a nice little pick-up over on the far side. Things seem to be working very nicely here for Travieso Polo, especially when it comes from that man with the 10 goals to his name. And now a nice little run up towards goal. Teo Kaye taking it through. And a little daisy cutter. Is that going to hit the target? Oh, what a cracking goal.
Yeah, so Ticho Merlo's coming through behind there, but Teo Kaye, you got to give Teo the assist play there. Teo Kaye loves to play the game of polo. So the whole family plays. All of his sons play. Beautiful wife Wendy here in the stands today. Big shout out to the Travieso team and the Kaye family. As one of the most winning teams here in the Grand Champion Polo Club, and we got all the big pros are coming up here to the box today, so we're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of energy, man. We love when those season gets going here. Yan, you know, this is a single elimination tournament, as we said. We love starting off with the single elimination tournament. 8 teams enter the tournament. You said earlier, we have 6 10-goalers. Pablo McDonough, Barto Casanola, Juan Martin Nero, Heta Casanola, Polito Perez, Sapo Cassette. 4 9-goalers, Gandelito Pierez, Juan Martin Zubia, Francisco Elizalde, Nico Pierez. And remember, in the World Polo League, all the players play off their world handicap. They do not play off their U.S. handicap. They play off their world handicap. So if they are higher, such as in Argentina, they will play off that handicap.
Well, that is what makes the WPL so very special. And I've been in town now for a little over a week, and the atmosphere, as you said, Dale, you can firmly feel it. Polo royalty all descending here in Wellington at Grand Champions Polo Club. Also, our dear friend from way up north, Fred Mannix, is in the house. We're going to see him out there a little bit later throughout the week. Remember, there's plenty more WPL action coming your way. We'll come back to that a little bit later. Now let's go back to the action and see how strong this orange team, Brookshire, are playing. And I can't say it often enough, as was to be expected here, a lot of running and gunning. Both of these teams can't afford any mistakes. They must win if they want to advance through to the next round. Now then, the 2 number 1s battling it out, Scott Wood and Teo Kaye. A shot from the back, and nearly did Nacho Navijo Estrada hit the target there, just slightly. Again, I think the wind might have just caught that one out and dragged it a little bit over to the left-hand side, so a little bit unlucky there. I've not seen that much of Nacho, but he, of course, is a mastermind and a strategist, and will also be very, very attentive as to where he needs to be standing. Position play, of course, at this level, so important. Again, on the move here with the number 2, Vercellino. He's found a little gap and is going to stop on the halfway line. There comes an inside backhand. Nicely done, very nicely done indeed by Teo Kaye. And this could be the start of another shot on goal. Here it comes under the neck. Very unlucky there. Difficult angle, but they're putting that pressure on. A little over a minute and a half left to play here in Chukka, number 2. So with that ball going over the back line, Brookshire will be in possession once again. And notice how Travieso Polo are standing relatively deep here. Again, picking up that ball this time. It'll be the 10-goaler Sapo Cassette. And you can see he's making a move there. Kaye trying to make himself available, but that 10-goaler immediately surrounded by orange shirts. Vercellino and the Carril trying to take care of business here. And they did well. Now remember, polo, one of the very few sports where you cannot tackle a player from both sides. So a 2-on-1, that is a no-no in the world of polo. Well, at least they get over the halfway line. And again, nicely sorted out this little problem here from Travieso Polo. Round the outside he comes, and that, of course, with the number 2, Tincho Merlos. The man who scored just now after that superb assist from Kaye. Now back to the 10-goaler. You might have heard the siren or the horn in the background. Leaves this one behind. A little chip shot here from Merlos into the danger zone. Has he overshot it? A little backhander from Cassette. Oh, it went through. It went through.
The high flag right at the end there. They're still playing, but it looked like the flag was up. We'll wait and see. We will check with our mounted officials on this play. As Jan?
Well, that
and goal. So a goal from the mounted officials, and a great call there by our goal judge. When the flag raises high, you know those balls are crossing the line. It looked like almost a great save by the Brookshire team on the doorstep. But Sapo Cassette will pick up his 3rd goal of the day, and a beautiful feed there by Ticho Merlos. And look at this, Jan Erik Frank. We have a 4-4 going into our 3rd chukker of play. Remember, stay with us at halftime, where we will go through and break down our first half. We are live for the 2023 World Polo League All-Star Challenge on CTV Sports.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in that position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chukker TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
Welcome back to CTV Sports and the Grand Champions Polo Club Field number 2 World Polo League All-Star Challenge. Last year All-Star Challenge final, Audi and White Birch renewed their 30-year rivalry in an explosive game. Audi, Mark Ganzi, the Cobra, Heta Casanola, Barta Casanola, Paco de Nevaz defeated White Birch, Chris Brandt, Lanier Zubiari, Mariano Aguirre, and Sante Tocalino. 17-12. Heta Casanola scored a game high 9 goals and was the MVP. It looks like we got all the players on the field and we're ready to go. Gaston Dorniak and Pepe Araya doing the honors day in the saddle. Steve Lane working in the CTV studios as our IRO/third man. Both teams still have a challenge here in their 3rd chukker. Remember, they get 1 challenge per half. Yeah, they haven't used any yet, but no need. It's been a very clean, wide-open game.
I was just about to say exactly that, Dale. It's been a very clean and, above all, a very fair game. It's been a very fast game as well. And another shot from distance here by the number 2, and that is Tincho Merlos picking up his 2nd goal of the match here at the top of chukker number 3.
Yeah, Tincho Merlos, and I'm liking the Travieso combination here. Teo playing the number 1, Tincho and Sapo in the middle, and Nacho Novilla Estrada, Triple Crown winner, former 10-goal player at 7 goals, super strong number 4 back. I'm liking the combination.
Yeah, no, they are combining very, very well here. So that, of course, puts them in the lead now by 1 goal, 5 goals to 4. Now remember, before you go and get yourself a fresh cup of coffee, stick around at the end of this chug for the halftime stats, which will be brought to you by the one and only Dale Schwetz. And now this could be a nice quick answer here by the number 3 from Brookshire. Polito Pierre is picking up his first goal, and with that, draws level 2 sets of 5.
Yeah, we talk about it in all sports. You know, you have Messi in soccer, you have LeBron James in basketball, and you got a guy like Polito Pierres in polo. These top players in the world, they always seem to get control of the ball when they need to jump back in the game, keep their team going, keep the energy high.
Full back in play on the halfway line again. And it'll be interesting to see those stats, Dale. Who has won most of the throw-ins so far? Over to the far side. Nacho Navijo Estrada. Immediately gets a bit of a visit there from Polito Pierres. Nice ball back towards the centre. Cassette just biding his time, waiting for the pickup, allowing the ball to come to him. Sapo Cassette wants to get into a position where he can take a shot. Just one too many defenders there from Brookshire. Both of these teams having to, of course, keep an eye on defence. And this is what it makes them very vulnerable for the counter-offensive. Ball's left behind. Still in possession with Brookshire. Running a little bit out of steam there. And again, Dale, you mentioned it earlier, that right of way, so important. And this time it's Teo Kaye who was just slightly over that line. So a good call here by our mounted officials.
Yeah, these two mounted officials, top umpires in the world. It's great having Pepe joining our umpire crew here. Steve Lane managing the umpires. We have the ability with the CTV studios to tag plays, and we use those tag plays to be able to go back. And this is very helpful for all the team sponsors and players. So if there is any kind of controversial call, we have the ability to go back, review it quickly, get to the bottom of it, either who's right, who's wrong, work out all the niches. Right here, we do have a right-of-way violation. They're going to move this one down to the 60-yard mark for a penalty 4. And, well, this could be their second of the game, I believe. Virgilino, this guy's super strong from the penalty line.
Well, he's already done it once before. And he will also be factoring in that wind is definitely a component. So, Virgilino looking to pick up goal number 2. And goal number 6, there it is for Brookshire. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please don't be shy. Put your hands together. A cracking shot there. Goal number 2 for Virgilino. And with that, he puts his team back in the lead. We are just shy of 5 minutes left to play in the first half. So, back to the centre they go then. And after, a little bit of a shaky start here, Dale, at the moment, I've got to say to you, that 1-goal advantage or disadvantage, you wouldn't really know any different because they are both very, very strong teams.
Yeah, Virgilino, man, he's so strong from the penalty line. You need to be careful, but every team, and we'll go through all the other teams in the World Pole League this year, have fabulous penalty shooters. Look at this bomb right here. What a shot by Ticho Merlos. And it gets turned out of there, though. Nobody gets control, and Brookshire will take it off the doorstep.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there, Teo Kai. He was in the right place. He anticipated. He saw the ball coming. And like I said, a little bit unfortunate that he wasn't able to finish it. Would have been a very quick answer. And obviously the equaliser. And he's getting right stuck into this here. I'm liking that. Sapo Cassette just coming straight through the middle here. Cassette. He's just going to try and avoid getting Polito Pierres. Making life difficult, and there it is, Dale. Sooner had I said his name. Goal number 4 for Sapo Cassette.
Yeah, Sapo, man, 10-goal player, playing at the top of his game. And as I said earlier, I like this combination. Travieso, a new team here in the World Polo League, that's going to bring us down to 3 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock. Now, just to go over the procedure with you on the courtesy change, we give the players about 45 seconds to a minute on the courtesy change. And not just that we found out safety of the four-legged athletes has been huge, but we have found out that actually, the players have also worked this into their game plan, because you have the ability with the courtesy change to also change your horse at any time during the game. So this is a great time to be able to settle your team, calm your nerves, gather your team, and use the courtesy change in a very positive way. It also a tournament condition in the United States Polo Association, Jan, and I think it's being spread all around the world.
No, it has. We are doing exactly the same thing in Europe. We did the same thing in the Snow Polo World Cup back in January. And I think it's great. I think pony welfare, you can never really emphasize how important pony welfare is, especially at this level now, you know. Dave.
Yeah, well said, Jan. I mean, that's a big part. The World Class League will run through April 16th. The World Polo League preserving the highest level of polo and its rich tradition in the U.S. The World Polo League has its own set of simpler, fan-friendly rules to improve the flow of the game and world-class umpires, and that is a big part of what we do. And I work with the professional umpire crew and Steve Lane, and we are a family. We take it very seriously, and it's just been fabulous to see how this league has grown over the last 5 years. Looks like we got everybody back here to the center after the goal from Sapo. And we got a set of sixes on the board here. A very tight match here in our first half. Remember, stay with us. We will have our halftime stats. As it looks like we are ready to go. Gaston Dornier got them lined up, ready to go.
So 6 goals apiece. Remember, we had that 1 goal given to Brookshire from the outset, so they've actually scored 5, but that handicap will make the difference, and Brookshire are in possession once again. Just trying to get that ball closer and closer, but I'm liking the tenacity here and the perseverance from Teo Kaye. Really getting stuck in here. And that's what we like to see. A nice long ball here from De Carril. Straight down the centre. He was looking for Virgilina. Didn't quite get there in time. Once again, on the move. Cassette steals it back. What's he going to do now? Nice little outlet pass. Perfectly timed. Intercepted by the number 3. Now then, will he get the whistle? The umpires sometimes do that, just allowing a play to unfold. But it did look like from up here, Dale, that Polito Pierres had already jumped on that line.
Yeah, so now remember, they do have a challenge here with 2:40 left here in the third chukker. You might see them just go ahead and use it. We'll decide. I'm not sure. Maybe not. You never know. The matrix, as I always say, the challenge matrix. Never challenge with emotion. Never have the player that was fouled. So we do have a challenge on the play.
Okay, well, this would be as good a time as any to make use of the challenge. Remember, a challenge cannot be brought or carried over into the second half. If a team that does decide to make use of a challenge, then if that challenge is overruled, they of course lose that challenge. If the challenge stands, then of course they win the challenge and they retain that challenge. And we're just waiting now after Steve Lane in the studio will be reviewing that play. And remember, we've got the state-of-the-art technology. Dale, I believe you've got some news for us?
Yeah, so we're back up. I love this challenge by Travieso. They're going to lose the challenge, but, this is a perfect time to do it. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third chukker. You're giving up. You might save a penalty 2 penalty 2. So great thought process here. And but they're going to lose their challenge as a good call by the Mount officials.
So, that being said, once again, we've seen him do it before. I'm sure he'll do it for a third time. The man with the number 2 on his shirt, Pepe Virgilino, and there he is picking up goal number 3, Dale. All from a penalty, but he's been 100% on exactly doing that job.
He has been very, very strong, and we've seen Pepe Virgilino. He is solid. One of the top penalty shooters I've seen the last couple years. On 7 goals. Fun player to watch play. He also plays in the medium goal at the Grand Champions Polo Club. Plays all levels of polo. Great seeing him here. Almost gets out of there, but a great play by Sapo. Angelo's going to go ahead and get this one out. The Polito Pierres out in front. Inside the 60, Polito with the drag. Inside the 40, look for the finish. And the high flag.
Cracking goal. Superb goal there by the Tangola. Polito Pierres, and if we just isolate this chucker on its own, Dale, it is 4-2 in favour of Brookshire.
Yeah, this is just good teamwork here as Sapo makes a brilliant play on defense, but Del Carrillo gets right in behind, in the rumble seat as we call it, and then all he's got to do is hit a 30-yard shot out to Polito. Polito had 2 horse lengths on Sapo. All Sapo can do there is hope for the miss, but another top player in the world, and remember, this field too is like a pool table, so they will be scoring goals all day long. Both teams on their way to that magic number 13 on the far side. Tincho.
Merlos, yeah, trying to center that ball. Kind of run out of steam a little bit. It'll be picked up straight away by, once again, Polito Pierres. And Dale, we were just talking about all the big names that have to send. I'd also like to welcome very much Waqas Al Sadiq, which reminds me, of course, remember to just make a note in your diary. This Wednesday, the 15th, Casablanca will be taking on Pampanote Biotricity. Let's go back to the action now. And once again, watch that 10-goaler with number 3 on his shirt. Pierres, oh, nice little near side backhand from Calle. And this will be a pick-up by Nacho Novijo. Estrada trying to send it, but down comes the hammer from Virgilino, avoiding or stopping Cassette from going through. We have an open ball again. Nacho Novijo tries to send it back. Calle, he's all over the place here this afternoon. You can see he's having a great time out there, but so is this man. Pierres hammers a ball downfield, looking for, and has he found it? Oh, what a great pickup here by Virgilino. Virgilino on the move. Look how elegantly he just controls that ball. Cracking goal. Goal number 4 for Pepe Virgilino. And with the score, with the clock running down to 0, that will be it, ladies and gentlemen. Be so kind. Give the players a round of applause. What a cracking first half we've seen here. 9-6. After that, another great combination. Virgilino with his 4th goal of the first half. As I can see down on the field, Dale Schwetz, you're ready to bring us the halftime stats.
Thank you, Yan. Yeah, no, first time stats is, wow, what a rock and roll game here, 9-6. And one of the biggest stats that we always talk about is the shots on goal. And very close on the shots on goal is 10 shots by the Brookshire team, 8 shots by Travieso. So very tight there. On the knock-ins, 2-2. So good shooting, high percentage shooting by both teams. They're just missing the goal twice. On the throw-ins, though, this is where Travieso has gained possession more. 9-5 on the bowl-ins, and that'll help out in a tight game. Fouls committed. Travieso needs to clean it up a little bit. 5 fouls from Travieso, only 1 committed by the Brookshire team. Well done, Brookshire. That is clean polo. And remember the scoring, because Virgilino scoring from the 60 and scoring from the 30-yard mark. You got to be careful when you foul against teams that have good penalty shot shooters. So I hope you're enjoying our first half here of the 2023 World Polo League All-Star Challenge. Stay with us. We'll be right back after our halftime break.
My name is Augustine Malman. I am a chef. I trained with my uncle in Argentina in several restaurants, and now I travel the world creating unique experiences, all cooked with fire. For this event, we came from California. My team and I had some previous events there, and we traveled with my wood oven trailer and all of our grills from Santa Barbara, California. Well, when we got here, we always arrive about a week prior to the event. There's several things that we order from out of town, like the firewood. We make reservations of all of the rental items, kitchen equipment, anything we need prior to our arrival is already reserved. And then once we arrive into town, we'll source out whatever products are on the menu, like fish, red meats, fruit, vegetable, anything that we need specifically for that menu that we chose. We will source it once we get in town. My team is everything. I mean, I always tell them and to my clients, without a good team, you can't execute these kind of dinners. It takes a lot more work than what people see when they show up to the events. It takes, like I said, sometimes weeks to prepare for an event like this because we're traveling from out of town, so we have to source everything we're not familiar with. The new barn is, I mean, we're here, and this is the first dinner we're doing here, so we're very excited to be here. It's amazing. It's a great place to be, and it has this inner courtyard, which is amazing to do dinners, with a special area back here behind me to do all of our grilling and the fire showcase. So it's great to be here. It's a beautiful place. Very different being up in the mountains, but I mean, I feel with Melissa and Mark and all the events we do together, I mean, I feel like it's home. You know, we've been cooking for them for about 4 or 5 years now. But as far as showcasing what we want to showcase and being in an incredible place like Aspen Valley Polo Club, that's no difference to Wellington. I mean, it's a beautiful place up here. It's going to be a 4-course seated meal. As the first course, we have a halloumi cheese that we sear on our fire plancha with shrimp, pine nut gremolata sauce on top. The second course seated will be a roasted beetroot salad with goat cheese and arugula, lemon zest and olive oil. And then the main course tonight will be a mashed potato, sweet potato puree with skirt steak and chimichurri sauce. My name is Augustine Malman, and we are in Aspen Valley Polo Club, one of the most beautiful places to do an outdoor fire dinner experience.
Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome back, everybody, ready for the second half of this, our second WPL game. We are, of course, in the first of our 5 tournaments, the All-Star Challenge 2023. Dale mentioned it earlier. If we go back in time, 2021, the winners there, Richard Mille. 2022, Team Audi with Hector Castagnola winning the award of MVP. Now, we will, of course, also be having a prize presentation after this game. This, of course, a tradition and a great tradition at Grand Champions Polo Club, the featured game of the week. On this day, a very special day for, of course, a lot of Americans. This is Super Bowl Sunday, which will be taking place a little bit later on this evening, of course. But nothing compared to a good game of polo, of course. Like we are seeing here so far, we've had the first half played at Brookshire, the team in orange. And if you've just joined us, let me just run through the names of the players. So for Brookshire, we've got Scott Wood, Pipe Vecellino, Polito Pierre is the 10 goaler, and Hero de Carril. Everybody except Scott Wood having scored so far. Pipe Vecellino with a total of 4 goals to his name. Remember, they left the field in the lead by 9 goals to 6. Polito Pierres with 2 goals, as also did Hero de Carril. Then Travieso with a very strong and motivated Teo Calle, who's had a couple of very good runs, nearly actually also scoring his first goal. Tincho Molos coming off a very successful 12-goal limited edition win yesterday, also being named the MVP of that tournament. He hit the target twice, and of course, as to be expected, the 10-goaler Sapo Cassette hitting a total of 4 goals, twice in the first chucker and then 1 in the second and third. And of course, also the man who keeps it all together, Nacho Navijo Estrada. So, half-time break is over. I'd like to thank everybody who's been out on the field treading in those divots. Dale, a little bit of a runaway here now in that last chukker. 5 goals to 2 if we isolate that chukker for Brookshire, who of course are coming in with a goal in hand based on their team handicap. They're coming in of 25 goals, a Travieso of 26. But of course, at this level, you really never know what to expect. It's a bit like a box of chocolates. You just don't know which way and how things are going to pan out. And I'm pretty sure that Travieso with Teo Calle, Tincho Merlo, Sapo Cassette and Nacho Navijo Estrada will come back very strong. They've had the half-time interval just to go through 1 or 2 of their strategies to see if they can change things around, mix it up a little bit. But they are at the moment down by 3 goals. And to my left here, the very handsome Nick Roldan is in the house. Now remember, we will be seeing
the crew down there.
But they're all here. I mean, it's like the Royal Box.
The crew's ready to go. I've seen them. He's ready to go. You ready to go, ain't you, Nicky? Yeah.
Well, on that note, let me remind you, of course, I did mention it earlier, but I can't say it often enough. Wednesday the 15th, 2 o'clock, we have Casablanca taking on Pampanote Biotricity, and then in that on that same afternoon, the 15th, Richard Mille will be taking on Audi. Remember, Sunday, the 26th of February, 4 p.m. will be the final of the All-Star Challenge 2023.
So in addition to the All-Star Challenge, Jan, we have in the remaining World Polo League events are going to be the Founders Cup, Palm Beach Open, Tommy Hitchcock, Legacy Memorial, Triple Crown of Polo, and guess what? We're going back to Miami.
I'm looking forward to that. Of course, Tito and his crew will be, I'm sure, full on.
Always look forward. You get, go-to event, Miami Beach World Cup, Miami Beach Polo. You need to get their tickets now.
Yep.
Because that is a go-to event, and 4 days down in South Beach. Woo!
Oh.
That's all I can say is woo!
And what happens in Miami South Beach stays in Miami.
Stays in Miami South Beach. You said it. They've got all our players getting ready to go. Listen, once again, big love here to our grounds crew at the Grand Champions Polo Club, as we have brought in some, amazing elder statesmen. They've been the Dorniak family working so well with our crew, and they are just amazing. The fields this year, look at it, looks like a pool table after 3 very fast running, gunning chuckers. And as you said, I'm a big believer in the number 13 when it comes to scoring goals. And Memo Gracito always used to say, if your team is scoring 13 goals or more, that means your offensive attack is in queue. It's working. And look at this. Both of these teams are lined out here.
Absolutely, Dale. Absolutely. That is the case. So let's see how long it's going to take Travieso to, if they can get back to a good start here in the second half, because Brookshire are just shy of going into double figures. Just waiting for, I think, one more player to make his way back out on the field. I can see that Brookshire are ready, so we're just waiting for one more player of Travieso to come back out, and then we will get the second half underway. I'll stand corrected. It's the umpire we're waiting for. Thank you very much, Steph. So the umpire, we've got one of them already out there, so just waiting for our second umpire, and then we are ready to get on with the second half. So, one challenge called in that first half. As you may remember, it was overruled, and as a result of that, we saw a goal by Pipe Vecellino. Here he comes then, the new member of the umpire crew. Pepe Araya. Now, we would, of course, also be bringing you an interesting stat report right after the fourth and final chucker. So, they line up on the near side closest to us, so a much better chance for you to get a good picture or pictures from some of these world-class superstars, as I say, all making up the WPL, this in its 5th year. Players are lining up. Gaston Dorignac will release the ball. Best of luck, gentlemen. And here we go then. Chucker number 4. And the first touch there by Di Carril. And that's a good pick-up now by Vecellino. Will he go for the cut shot? Well, he went for the cut shot. Didn't quite put enough power into that, so it's cleared quickly by Navijo Estrada. Looking for Sapo Cassette. Yeah, that ball a little bit too steep. Again, he might get a second chance here. Vecellino will leave that one to Pierres. Pierres taking the ball cheekily around the outside. Yeah, slightly topped that ball. The inside backhand shot there from Travieso just to try and clear it, but it's going to go as far as Sapo. Sapo now having a little look. Who can he play it to? Now a lot of space over on the far side. Travieso on the move. Just taking the pace out a little bit. There was a two-man wall in defence of Brookshire. There's the little chip shot. I think that's what he tried to do. Play a little chip shot. Travieso Estrada centres it into that danger zone. A little pick-up attempt on the near side. Oh, clever goal here. Cracking polo by Travieso.
You got it. Everybody getting involved there. It starts out with Tincho Merlos. Then Teo Calle comes in on the near side, the left side of the polo pony, drags it forward a little bit, and that little drag gave Nacho Navijo Estrada the opportunity to fall into the rumble seat and an easy finish for Nacho, and he'll pick up his first goal of the day. Travieso firing on all cylinders here, coming out in the second half, down by 3 when they left. So this is a great way to start off. We'll bowl in international rules tournament conditions. We'll bowl all right here in front of us for the next 3 chuckers. Tincho.
Yeah, just trying to pick the right club out of his bag as to what he was going to play with. A little jump over the sideboards, that Cassette. Straight away, Vecellino. Nice little pass over to Di Carril. Di Carril with a lot of space to work with. First touch, of course, solid. Now then, will he finish it with a little cut shot? He's going to slam on the brakes, wants to tap it in. Nice little turn. Di Carril. Oh, he avoids the hook, and that is just pure elegance in motion here. Goal number 3 for Eero Di Carril.
Yeah, Di Carril, man, he has been fabulous. 8 goals, but when he comes from the number 4 position, he comes with a ton of speed and power. All 3 runs today that Eero Di Carril has attempted, he has put between the post, 24 feet, 8 yards. Sometimes it looks like a mouse hole, but today, to Di Carril, he is just killing it on the breakaways, and then the rotation by Brookshire working well also. On the turn and pickup here by Polito.
Pierres over the halfway line. Cassette there in a bit of a sword fight. He's going to leave that one behind once again. The man who just scored, he might just have another crack at this. A little bit of a bouncing ball, not able to control it. Cassette, the first man, will pick it up and turn things around nicely here for Travieso Polo. Nice long ball again, looking for Nacho Navijo Estrada over on the far side. But just beaten to it there by Brookshire. Had a man very, very attentive, making sure that that wasn't going to be a repeat of what we saw just now. And we have a whistle with 4:10 on the clock.
Yeah, back and forth there. And we're actually going to check the ball placement here. We're going to check the ball placement.
Okay. So, very, very important, of course, based on where a foul is committed on the field. And that will always be subject to where the umpires will then determine. Well, they will then place that ball. Now, if it's within the 60-yard, which of course it wasn't on this occasion, so once again the IRO will be looking at that footage frame by frame to make sure that we get that just right. And our IRO, Steve Lane, remember he has all the All the features there in the CTV Sports studio. Of course, the centre cam, the eye in the sky, the drone, and of course the two end cams. But Dale, I believe you've got an update for us.
Yeah, so basically here we're just go ahead and we had two umpires. They basically were disagreeing on the ball placement, and this is a procedure that we have applied to the Grand Champions Polo Club, Aspen Valley Polo Club, World Polo League, and our group of umpires, and we added this trigger where if the umpires do disagree on a play, they can go ahead and use our IRO/third man Steve Lady Day, and they talk about whether it be a center hit or a penalty for. They're going to go with the 5B.
And that was taken quickly here by Nacho Novijo Estrada. Hammers another one, and that's got a nice little spin on it. Will it spin all the way in? A bit of a bend it like Beckham, a finishing touch, and wow, once again, Sapo cassette. Did you see that, Dale? I mean, the ball spun around, the ball coming in there from...
One-timer.
Wow, absolutely impressionante.
Unbelievable play right there, as that is huge. As we click down to 3:40 on the clock, that's going to bring us to our courtesy change here in the Ford Chucker. And the Grand Champions Polo Club, nation's largest polo club, celebrating our 16th anniversary. Everybody applaud that. 16 years, and they have been phenomenal 16 years. The Santa Rita Polo Farm, that's where we play a lot of our games also. One of the most unique private 102-acre facilities in Wellington. There's 212 stalled, 9 self-contained barns, 2 tracks, 5 climate-controlled tack rooms, vet rooms, staff quarters, guest house, you name it, it's there. 4 polo fields. We actually had our final there this morning in the Metropolitan Cup. So congratulations. That was a fun game down there. 6-goal polo. And that 6-goal polo, Jan, the Aurea team, beating the polo school right at the end. A goal by Matty Busquets, so congratulations. Remember, here at the Grand Champions Polo Club and CTV Sports, we cover everything from 6-goal polo to 26-goal polo. So, you know, the Santa Rita Polo Farm, it is a private facility, but when we are playing polo games, please come out, be a guest, check it out, you'll love it. I always say the sun's always shining at the Santa Rita Polo Farm.
And it certainly was again this morning. And also for me, a big congratulations to Petra Subatova and her team. It was nice to see that we had 2 ladies in that final. Meredith Lovegrove, of course, playing for the polo school. And she's really come on well since I saw her play last year. Of course, the Sunset Chuckers, where we saw her play a lot last year. So it's great, again, of course, championed by Melissa to improve or to increase the number of lady players here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Ball is back in play, and it looked like nearly TOK was going to be up and away. Nice little pick up there by Scott Wood, and again a nice pass from Nacho Novijo Estrada up to the front door looking for, and he's found Tincho Merlos, but he's got to be careful with Chileno. The 2 number 2s battling it out, and again, that man who seems to be getting stronger and stronger throughout this match, De Carril, sends it back to the centre, intercepted here. Again, Nacho Novijo Estrada just taking or biding his time to decide where to play it for. And what I like about this team also, Dale, is the way they work the rotation here. Nacho, they're coming deep into the danger zone, and a finishing touch! Cracking finishing touch by Teo Calle. He'll be happy with that, and that makes it 4 out of 4 here. All 4 players now on the score sheet for Travieso.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want to mix it up, and this team is doing great. We talked about how well their communication and their gel has been in the first half, and as you said, Jan, 4-man rotation, complete 4-player rotation there. Everybody getting a touch on it. Teo with the finish.
So, 1 goal in it. Brookshire already into double figures again. And Nacho with a nice little backhand. He's fed the ball nicely up to Sapo. Sapo has a bit of support there. Tincho right behind him, or next to him now. Now he goes up. He's got to get past that other 10-goaler, of course. Polito Pierres launches a nice long ball up to the front door. And again, that rotation working so well. Nacho Novijo Estrada, will he even have to put the finishing touch?
Ow.
I don't think so.
One of the biggest hitters in the game, and I have the pleasure to work at the Aspen Valley Polo Club all summer long, where I watched Nick Roldan and Nacho Travieso try to battle it out this summer on who could score for the furthest. I think Nick finally won it by hitting one from like 165. But like Nick will tell you, when you play at 7,000 feet, the ball travels a little bit farther. I still think he hit it perfect. But Nacho's one of those big hitters, too, showing you how to get it done right there.
Absolutely, that's what he did. Now, back to the action we go, and it's going to be Vecellina. Vecellina, he also knows how to launch a rocket. Look at that ball, it's still up in the sky. And that was a very close, we call that a Remington in the trade here, a very close shave.
It was one. I think you need a little close shave there. You're carrying a little whiskers today, but I think they look good on you. But this is great here, great shooting. Now, both teams have gone from the control play to the big long ball, showing you the diverse an arsenal of scoring attack both teams have.
Well, we're down to we're within the last minute of play here in Chukker number 4. And just looking down at my score sheet, Dale, if we look at Chukker number 3, it was 5 goals to 2 in favour of Brookshire. Here, Chukker number 4, at the moment, it is 4 goals to 1 in favour of Travieso. So we've got 2 double figures on the scoreboard, 10 goals apiece, so 19 goals scored. Remember that 1 goal given on handicap to Brookshire. And it ain't over yet. We've still got 20 seconds and counting here to play in the 4th Chukker before they go and change ponies, before they come back for the 5th.
Yeah, coming down near the end here, and it looked like they're going to battle it out as they come together right there, and you finally get a whistle, and that will end our 4th Chukker. Put your hands together, everybody, as we'll send both teams off, and we'll let our 2 mounted officials work out this final whistle here in the 4th Chukker. We'll be back here for the 2023 World Polo League All-Star Challenge, our 5th Chukker, and we're live on CTV Sports. Dale Schwetz, Jan Edick Frank, CTV Sports, Chukker number 5. We ended that Chukker with a whistle, and Brookshire was on the move towards the south goal, the Miami goal. And you can see Tato's Mallets, Chukker TV, CTV Sports, Santa Rita Polo Farm in the Aspen Valley banners back there. And the flags are always flying, the World Polo League flag. That's how you find us if you want to find us. We are off of Lake Worth Road, where the beautiful World Polo League flags are always flying. Man, I love to see them. When those flags start to come up, the energy builds here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. We've been seeing them and feeling it all month, January, and here we are ready to go. We're going to have a riding into the swing here at the end of the Chukker, so an open goal penalty 2 in favor of the Brookshire team.
And as to be expected, 100% there, Virgilino picking up goal number 5, and a great way to start Chuck. Number 5 here for Brookshire puts them back in the lead by 1, 11 goals to 10.
Yeah, Pipe so strong from the Pelly line, as I said, but that's an easy one for him. And they're going to go, but nip and tuck, back and forth. It's going to be a great one. This one's going to go right down to the end, Yan. And I love the dynamics of both teams, just showing all kinds of different styles in play here. Back in the center, Scott and Teo will stay in the front. And looking for control. On the run, Dacaril.
Hero on the move. And you know what he does when he gets the ball? You don't need to give him a written invitation. He hammers that one through. Oh, that really was a classic. Under the neck shot there by Erop de Carril.
So 4 for 5 on his breakaways today. He's only had 1 miss, and he has been sensational coming from the back door with the number 4 on his back. Wow, you need to keep an eye on this guy. He is on fire today. 8-goal player, very solid, looks very comfortable in all those 4-legged athletes, and I love his approach shots, Jan. Every approach shot, that was probably the toughest shot that he made all day. Otherwise, the last 4 were just perfect. It's going to be Del Crio one more time on the back shot.
Oh, perfect. Perfectly taken. Oh, look at that. Perfect little backhand. And that'll be a given invitation here once again for the man with the number 3 10-goaler, Polito Pierres. He's got a 2-man defensive wall there from La Travieso, having to take the scenic route round the outside. Eventually just got a little bit too much for him. But they're keeping the pressure on Virgilino again, trying to find a little gap. Going up to the front door now. That rotation working again very well for Brookshire. Well, slight deflection. Power play. Ooh.
Woo! And now they're going in and they're going for it. And Ticho Merlos and Del Carrillo coming together. And then you get a good look at this one here. Watch how he turns around and you see Del Carrillo and Ticho come together. As it looked like Ursulino's trying to turn the ball into the right side. So they're going to go ahead and call this uneven ride-off against the Travieso team. So a little bit of a wild-looking play from a naked eye because you saw so many players coming together. But what happened was that there was a clean turn of Virgilino, and they called the uneven ride-off. And I do not think they're going to challenge this. No, it looks like the Travieso team said, they're going to go with it. I think it was mistimed play. One player thought they're going the other way. One thought they were going left, one thought they were going right. So it's kind of a misplay, but inside the 60. So you know who it's going to be again, Virgilino.
Again, no mistake. Goal number 6 now for the 7-goaler, Pipe Virgilino. And there's that number you were talking about, Dale. 13 up on the scoreboard now for Brookshire.
I told you, man, and all in their 5th chucker, so they're on fire here, on their way to 16, 17, maybe 18 goals today. But do not count out this Travieso team, because remember, Travieso outscoring Brookshire 4-1 in the 4th chucker. Yeah. It's just Brookshire, they just woke up and they've come alive here in the 5th.
Ball still on the halfway line. Little near side backhander there by Pierres, looking for and finding De Carril. Oh, again, a pretty hard ride off there, right under the watchful eye of our 2 mounted officials, and you can see Carril not happy.
Coming together there, so this is a pretty easy call by the mounted officials. As you remember, you are allowed to ride off, but you got to watch your timing. The rules. You can't be too far in front or too far behind. You got to be less than 45-degree angle, and you got to be at the same relative speed as the player that you're riding off. And actually, they were the same 2 that got into it down in the last play in the 60. So they'll keep an eye just to see. It's just getting a little physical here in the 5th chucker.
So the consequence of that slightly aggressive ride-off is another penalty.
3, yeah. They're going to move this one down, and they're going to move it down based on the danger. Remember, severity of the foul, Jan-Erik Frank, gives you the ability to move the ball wherever you like. If they want to move that to a 2, it's under the umpire's discretion. They can. I like the 3, and here it comes, Pepe once again.
looking for goal number 7. And there it is, Dale, goal number 7. Well, he scored a hat-trick in Chukka number 3. He's now done the same again in Chukka number 5. And a 4-goal cushion now for Brookshire.
Yeah, 100% from the penalty line, number 2 in the orange jersey. And we talked about him early. You do not want to foul. We talked about it during the breakdown also. And actually, both teams very successful from the penalty line. The opposition here is Travieso. Actually, Brookshire was fouling in the first half, but now Travieso getting a little loose on the fouls, need to tighten it up a bit.
They do indeed. Now over on the far side, it's been a bit quiet around that young man. Sapaka set. Nice little pick up here now by Tincho. Tincho will leave it. And again, from the back row, Nacho Navijo Estrada hammers that one through, picking up his 3rd goal of the match.
Yeah, and this is where Nacho is just brilliant. He's so smart. He can feel the game so well. He sees the game so well. He puts himself in great position. Both of his goals have been easy shots, but getting to that position early enough, Jan, so that you're not being taken out by a defending player is not as easy as it looks, especially when you're riding 25 to 36 miles an hour and the balls are moving 80 to 120 miles an hour around you.
Well, but this is what makes the difference of this 26 goal, of course, because these guys are not just technically very, very sound, but they're also intelligently very, very much.
No, the level of polo, and that's one of the main reasons, of course, why the Ganses wanted to preserve this 26 goal level. I mean, come on, the 26 goal level has always been the special part of the game of polo, and just great seeing the 5th season of the World Polo League here flourishing, blossoming, growing, as you say, where the champions are born.
Absolutely. This is the home where the champions are born, raised and bred. And you mentioned it a few times earlier, Dale. I can't mention it enough. Of course, the facilities, not only here at Grand Champions Polo Club, but also, of course, over at Santa Rita, where the polo school is. Absolutely world-class facilities. That is where, if you want to get onto and into this game, you want to go.
You said it, the polo school, now located at the former Pony Express facility, which that's right across the street from the Santa Rita Polo Farm. It operates in Wellington from January through May and September through November. Standalone club in the USPA sanctioned polo club is thriving. It is dedicated to teaching polo to all ages, particularly the grassroots route. And the mission is to provide individual opportunities in polo at every economic and ability level. So if you don't know how to ride, we will teach you. Come on down. Just go to gcpolo.com and you'll see the Director of Operations, Juan Bellini, or Cale Newman. Give them a call. They'll set you up with a polo lesson.
We just saw Chincho Merlos trying to get the ball a bit further down the field. Now they trail by 3. And once again, with the number 2. Now, not only is he a good penalty taker, but he's also a good a field player, taking the ball around the outside, Virtualina. But he's going to have to cut in, of course, and that's not going to be an easy task to do. Again, a bit of defensive play here. Travieso need to clear that ball. Well, they didn't clear it as far as they would have liked. So Brookshire once again, and you don't want to give the ball to that man, Polito Pierres. You give him half a chance. A little flick, a little chip shot there, trying to send the ball back to Dick Carril. Again, that rotation working so well for Brookshire, but we have a whistle at 2:42 on the clock.
Yeah, that's going to stop the clock. And with a 3-goal lead here, and you had one player moving around in front of you. See Polito, he shuts it down here. He's getting blocked by a player there. Carrillo takes out Teo, and then everybody just in a blocking situation. So this is going to be a late whistle. And remember, our umpires will use the late whistle or the slow whistle to let a play develop, and in this case, to see if they gave him an open play, but they didn't. They actually blocked him early. They didn't give him the advantage, so they blow the play afterwards, and now you're going to go with the open goal penalty 2, and you know who's hitting this one.
Yeah, Senor Ricciolino looking for goal number 8. Well, I mean, you don't really have to worry about him, Dale. Another cracking goal, as I say, goal number 8, and that's 4 now in one chucker, courtesy of Pipe Virtualino. Absolutely phenomenal, this young 7-goal player.
Yeah, they get a little loose here, the Travieso team, I said, on the giving these open goal penalties. They need to keep that tighten that up a little bit because they came out in the Ford Chucker so well organized here. But on the Bolins here, let's see if they can get control. Ticho in there fighting it out. Round and round they go. You could throw a blanket or a washcloth actually over everybody. Now people, look at this. Who's going to come out with it? Finally, it's going to be Scott.
Scott Wood. He did well to pick that one up again. In comes Dick Carril. Dick Carril now around the outside of Teo Kaye. Carril now good defensive play there by Kaye. Because he would have been through. Dick Carril, remember, he's already scored 4 times. Now then, Cassette. Slightly a bit too steep there. The two 10-goalers just exchanging niceties as Pierres will try and send it back to where it came from. Round the outside goes Dick Carril. Let's have a look at the clock. We're under a minute and a half left to play. 4 goals in it, 15-11 in favour of the Orange. And that, of course, is Brookshire. Nice long pass there, once again into the danger zone, trying to feed the ball. The ball coming from Nacho Navijo Estrada. Teo Kaye read it well. Another very, very clever play. And Sapo Cassette just slam dunks that one, Dale. He just slammed that one right in. And that was a much-needed goal, which now gives it a full dozen here for Travieso Polo.
You know, I got to tell you, 27 goals scored here, Yan, in 5 chuckers. Amazing fields, amazing horses, amazing players, World Polo League, highest level. I mean, how can you score that many goals in such great conditions? Unbelievable. And on a blustery day, a windy day, but it just shows you how this World Polo League is generating such a high level of class of polo.
Could not agree with you more, Del. We're down to the last half a minute of play. There is the horn, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of things to talk about here for Travieso when they come back to play the 6th and final chukker. Nice long shot here from Polito Pierres and possibly Scott Wood to finish here. If he's got the time, he's got over 10 seconds left to play. Charging down the line once again, Virtualina, but that's just too far. Nacho Navijo Estrada able to pick up the loose ball. We're down to the last few seconds. So, 15 goals to 12. That is the end of chukker number 5. And again, if we isolate chukker number 5, 4 goals alone by Virtualino, 1 by Dick Carril, so a total of 5 goals to 2, Del. Well, the figures don't lie.
You said it, and during this, Yan, and we're going to go back over how this has been a roller coaster of a ride. I mean, Travieso has come back. We're going to go to commercial break. We'll be right back with some great information and stats for you as we prepare for our 6th chukker play. We're live on CTV Sports.
Hi, this is Manny Pacquiao to the World Polo League host Mark and Melissa Ganzi. I would like to congratulate the both of you for the opening of 2023 polo season in Florida. Thank you also for welcoming my best friend Mikey Romero and his Global Port team to the Grand Champions Polo Club to compete in the highest level of polo in North America. I wish you all the best of luck during this season, and God willing, I can come and visit Florida to meet you also and cheer for our Global Port team. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Know that God is good all the time. Thank you. Mabuhay.
Foot golf is a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick this many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the U.S. Open are the 2 top U.S. tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
Okay, welcome back. Dale Schwetz, Jan Edick Frank, CTV Sports. Final chukker of the day. What a game we got going on here, 12-15. As you talk about this, you look through here, Travieso, they came back here. It was 4-1. Looks like we're all ready to go, Gaston Dorniak. Then it was up 5-4. Then from 6-10, then it was 10-all. And then they were actually down by 4, but they at least they closed out another goal there, and they're down by 3. But, man, once again, 27 goals scored in 5 chukkers. Jan, what a game we're seeing here today. High-scoring game, amazing field, amazing horse, amazing players.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible, Dale. And, despite the fact that we have had quite a windy day here, and you mentioned it earlier on, it looks so nice to see all those WPL flags once again. A nice little shot coming out of the second row. Travieso picking up a much needed goal. And that was goal number 2 for Teo Kaye. He'll be happy with that. But, he has put in the effort. He's put in a lot of work. We've seen him not only up at front in offense, but also back in defense. And I like that about that man, Teo Kaye.
No, it's good. What's working really well here is also Teo and Nacho. Nacho wearing the 4, Teo wearing the 1. They've been together on a lot of different connections. It's been Teo taking it in, finish it on. Now Nacho takes the hook for Teo. Teo jumps into the rumble seat, picks up his second goal today. He's playing very well today.
2 goals in it. Still the team in orange. Brookshire in the lead. As we are now, as I say, in chukker number 4. There is the cut shot, the deflection coming off the pony of Tincho Merlos. And that might just give the little advantage, but then again it might not, because an near side forehand shot is what would have been needed to try and put that one through. Oh, what a mistake. And there it is, another. Well, that's what I would really call a cheeky goal here for Brookshire.
Yeah, just a steal right there. They scoop doggy dog, Nacho had his head down. It's just bit bad luck. He goes to turn this ball up. He actually had time, flipped it around. 2 players over around. Sapo got in there and made a ride off in a hook. It was a loose ball play. And like I said, Nacho just had his head down and went to turn it, and Del Carrillo just picked up the beach ball and fired away.
So
on the bowling, back and forth. It looked like Polito had control here, but they turned it back up. It's going to be Sapo.
Cassette, nice long drive out to the right-hand side. There comes the under the neck shot from the number 4 from Nacho Navijo Estrada. Again, the pace not showing any signs of dying down. Brookshire will pick this one up and run with it. A little over 5 minutes left to play. Once again, beg your pardon, that's the number 4, of course, De Carril. Always very
super strong today, man. Playing really well. On the rotation, here he goes again, going forward. Polito, he'll control.
Yep. Always very highly concentrated. Oh, he waited for that ball very cleverly to pick it up on the near side. Just the finishing touch there.
That would have been the frosting on the cake there, Jan, of some of the plays or the Del Carrillo review today, because you see every time that he releases the ball either to Polito, Perez, or Bertolino, he goes forward and he runs and gets position, and right there showing you how he took his man wide. You can learn a lot from that if you're a new player. Push your man wide first. That gave him the option to go back to the near side. A little bad luck on the goal shot, but a super strong play by the Brookshire team.
So 4:28 on the clock, 3 goals in it. Looks like we have a little bit of an early pony change. Yeah, some of the players gone off the field.
Yeah, they had attack time on there. I don't know if they went with the courtesy change yet with 4:28, especially in such a tight game. They're going to need that courtesy change. I think you probably had just a safety, because remember, at any time the umpires, they can stop the game for safety of the 2-legged or 4-legged athletes, and our team works very well with the safety issues, especially World Polo League. We're very, very passionate about the safety of the 4-legged and 2-legged athletes. Sapo.
Cassette with a nice long drive, and again getting right into the action here. Kaye being beaten there, and again that's one of those slow whistles, just allowing for the play to open up and develop. Scott Wood will be caught with his hand in the cookie jar on that one.
Yeah, another right-of-way violation, but this is good for Travieso, because now the shoe is on the other foot, because as we said before, we do have a challenge on the play.
Okay, well, this is where we come to that so-called window that we like talking about so often. If there is no imminent danger where the umpires can allow, and of course they will be as lenient as they can be. But welfare, pony welfare, of course, always coming at the top priority. But it is that window that it sometimes can make the difference between whether it is a foul or whether it isn't a foul. So, again, a good a time as any to pull that challenge. But Dale, tell us, what do you know?
Good challenge. They're going to win their challenge. So, great views here. They send that in. So, a great challenge by the Brookshire team. And that would have been a goal shot penalty, down by 3 goals. So, this is a huge challenge by the Brookshire team, using the technology perfectly here in the 6 chucker.
Cassette there while will pick up this ball. Cassette, he knows he still has quite a bit of work to do. Tried to do a nice little Nick Roldan cut shot there, but just did not quite get the angle on that shot. And that ball will go out on the far post. So still 13 to 16, 16 to 13, depending on who, of course, you are supporting. We're coming down to the 3.5 minute mark. Ball is back in play, so that courtesy change that you were suggesting, Dale, we're still going to wait for that. Nice long drive over onto the far side. It's a 2-man horse race. Once again, Virgilino with Nacho Navijo Estrada. Well, of course, he had to cut in and centre that ball. Well, again, Virgilino just sticking with the play to get that ball away from the sideboards. Has a little look up down into the danger zone. Here we go then. Brookshire around the outside. Clever little play. And with the number 4, Del Carril, just denied. The finishing touch is what he needed. Now that ball goes over the back line now, but the question is, I don't know if you could see that, Dale. Did it come off a defending player, or will that just be a normal hit in?
Yes, so we are going to get a penalty 6 safety. So that'll take us into our final courtesy change of the day with 2:49 on the clock. Remember, to all of our new viewers, the safeties, such in the game of soccer where the ball goes over the end line and you have a corner kick. Well, in the game of polo, when the defending team hits it over their end line, they bring it out to the 60-yard mark, the penalty 4 area. No further than 40 yards from the center. Now, this procedure changed about 5-6 years ago, as because of the one approach, one hit standard in the game. And when I say that, I mean because sometimes the ball will go out on the boards. Remember that a polo field is 160 yards wide. So to give the opportunity for a player to take a clean shot at goal, they do not place the ball no more further than 40 yards from the center. So if the ball did go off the boards, you go out of bounds, they would move it in. And in this case, it looks like it's about 20 yards from the center. So it's going to be in a good spot here. And this guy has been phenomenal from the penalty line. He already has 3 penalty 4s. Let's see if he can get a penalty 6. It's going to be Virgilino.
Oh, he just put that one wide. But again, I think maybe Dale, the wind just also not being a favour.
I was thinking maybe coming from that side because he was hitting into it a little bit. But that wind is blowing from the west today, and this field runs north and south. On the knock-in, it's going to be Sapo.
Cassette over on the far side. Let's have a look at the clock. 2:24 left to play. Still plenty of time here to pick up 3 goals, and we know it can be done. We've seen it. We saw it in the Sterling Cup. And that's a nice, very deep ball, but again, very well read. Sent back to where it came from there by De Carril. Perez. And a whistle with just shy of 2 minutes left to play.
1:57 to be precise. And 3-goal lead here, so let's do the math. Well, we've seen it happen already. We saw 3 goals scored in less than a minute and a half. Hector Casanola did it a little bit too late, too on for them in their first game of the season against Dulce Lafay, and but they did score. They had the time here, but they need to score this one, get back to the center, and they need to win the next bowl and either get a foul or a quick goal.
So still everything well open, as you said, plenty of time. A lot can happen in And the remaining just shy of 2 minutes. Tincho Merlos, no mistake there. So Tincho Merlos picking up goal number 3 and a much needed goal, as you said, Dale. Currently they lead in this chukker by 2-1, but they need another 2 goals to draw level. And remember, it is by elimination, so we do need a winner to go through in this group. Remember, Group D, the first match we already played, Dazos Lafay beating Santa Rita Trinque Lauken by 13-9. And of course, as I said earlier, the action here in the WPL continues on Wednesday. So make sure you tune in for that. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Casablanca versus Pampinota Biotricity. And then at 4 o'clock, Richard Mille up against Team Audi.
So they win the bowl in there, and they had the opportunity as they were on the move, but then it gets taken around here, and Brookshire just trying to kill some time, and boom, you're going to get a whistle right here. That'll stop the clock. Now, this looks like this might be fair. Now, they do have a challenge left, so we'll see if they decide to use their challenge. You might as well at 55 seconds if they don't think it was. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Looks like they're going to challenge.
Okay, well, as you said, Dale, why not make the most of it if you do have a challenge? Well, you can see that De Carril clearly not happy. He thought he was still within the realms of the legalities by playing that play. So, yeah, that challenge will, of course, reveal all. And De Carril, I remember when he played in the WPL a year or two ago, always very highly concentrated, always in the zone, as you would say, Dale. So 55.3 seconds left to play. And Dale, tell us, what is the outcome of that challenge?
You got it. So they're going to go ahead and use their challenge. And I like this challenge, 53 seconds. You might as well go ahead and use it. And the call is going to stand, though, backing into the pony. So great work by our 3-man team there, too, our 2 mounted officials, and, of course, our connection with Steve Lane in the CTV studios. Very well done there as a team. They brought that back quickly to the field. And here we go, penalty 4 in favor of Sapo. And they're going to get back into the center. They might have time to tie this.
Goal number 7 there, Dale. Goal number 7 for Sapo Cassette. And, the seconds are ticking down, of course, as we have 1 goal in it. Now, will they have enough time to even make it back to the halfway line for another throw-in? So, what a close, but that was to be expected, close result here right at the end of this second WPL game. And you've heard the siren there. So the last 30 seconds and counting. Ball is back in play now. Something magical needs to happen, and you know what? It might still be the case. Here comes the drive again. Tincho Merlos trying to send a long ball down the field. They've got to be careful. You don't want to be 2 laps too soon here, because that ball is going. Oh! And it nearly went through. So Brookshire just again dodging a very, very big bullet, and you can see on the scoreboard. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think a round of applause is very much in order. What a cracking second All-Star Challenge match here between these 2 high goal teams. So, congratulations to the team in orange there, winning by just that 1 goal, 16-15, the final score then. In favour of Brookshire. Well done, Scott Wood, Pipe Vecellino, Polito Pierres, and of course here De Carril. And I believe, Dale, you've got some end-of-match stats for us.
Wow, thank you, Jan and Frank. And what a finish there. It's amazing how many goals they can score in such a short period of time. An opportunity to tie it up. Let's go through it. 16-15. 20 shots, very close. 20 shots on goal by Brookshire, 18 Travieso. Then you had 3 knock-ins by the Brookshire team and 5 knock-ins by the Travieso team. Throw-ins, 17, 1 by Travieso, 13 by the Brookshire team. So well done there by Travieso. Fouls committed, though. This is what we talked about. 9 fouls committed by the Travieso team, and the Brookshire team only fired 5 times, and actually Virgilino was amazing from the penalty line, so that hurt them today. He scored basically over 60, a 40, and 4 30s. 4 open goal, 30 penalties, so that will sneak up on you, and especially in such a high level of polo. I hope you enjoyed this game here at the Grand Champions Polo Club on field number 2 on CTV Sports. And stay with us as we are going to have our trophy presentation so you can get up close and personal with all of the players. For Jan Erik Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. Stay with us. We'll be back for our trophy presentation and the 2023 All-Star Challenge. Welcome back to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz. Of course, Jan Erik Frank. Well done today, Jan. A lot of fun here. Big energy here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. I hope you enjoyed our broadcast here of the World Polo League. Remember, we have a lot of polo. We're just starting to fire it up. And if you want to see polo all week long, we cover everything from 6-goal polo to 26-goal polo, as the Aurea team winning the Metropolitan Cup this morning at the beautiful Santa Rita Polo Farm. We have both of our teams, Brookshire coming in, and our Travieso team. Super strong teams this year. I think Jan and I have been breaking it down with Steve Lane. They're so competitive, all of these teams, so these games are going to come down to being so close. Today, one of the biggest stats that I got to talk to some of the Travieso players was just the fouls. They just got a little loose on the fouls. And Pipa Victorino was super strong from the penalty line, and that made the difference. We, as I said earlier, we have Wendy Kaye is going to be doing our presenting today. So we're going to get both of our teams up on our trophy presentation stand. Once again, thank you for joining us for our trophy presentation. It's always a special time for us here at the Grand Champions Polo Club because this is where you get up close and personal with all the players. So at this time, I'd like to throw it over to Jan Erik Frank.
Thank you very much, Dale, and also from me, congratulations to both teams, of course, for giving us such a splendid and exciting second game of the All-Star Challenge here this afternoon. We're going to start off, of course, with, I'm sure for many of you, is probably always the biggest star of any polo game, the WPL Best Playing Pony, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bring her forward, please. I'd like you to please put your hands together for the lovely chestnut by the name of Charisma. There she is, winning the WPL Best Playing Pony blanket. She was ridden by Paulito Pierres, and he rode her on many occasions throughout that game, and you can see she's a little bit wound up, all that attention to her. Once again, if you would please, a round of applause for Charisma and the man who rode her, Senor Paulito Pierres. Thank you very much. Now, I'm also delighted to have Wendy Kaye to do the presentation. We're going to start with the runners-up, of course, ladies and gentlemen. A superb performance as we to be expected. And I'd like you to please put your hands together, step forward, Senor Teo Kaye. Well done, Teo. At number 2, ladies and gentlemen, he scored 3 times. Give it up for Tincho Merlos. With a total of 7 goals. Give it up for the one and only Sapo Cassette, ladies and gentlemen. 7 times he hit the target. And, of course, the brains behind that whole team, Nacho Novijo Estrada. Well done, Nacho. They are, as we say, the runners-up, and now the winners. And, of course, with that win, they are through to the next round. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Brookshire, please step forward. The one and only Mr. Scott Wood. At number 2, a total of 8 goals in this game. Give it up for Pipe Victorino. And then, of course, always a pleasure to introduce the other 10 goaler. Once again, give it up for Paulito Pierres, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Paulito Pierres. And, of course, the man with the number 4 on his shirt, scoring 5 times. Hero de Carril, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. And, Wendy, we still have a little bit more to do. Those are your winners. Those are your runners-up. Now, of course, as is tradition, before we hand over the beautiful trophy, ladies and gentlemen, the MVP of this All-Star Challenge game goes to Hero de Carril. And, of course, we'd like to also once again ask to step forward our 2 gentlemen who do such a great job, our mounted officials. Please, a round of applause for Gaston Dorignac and Mr. Pepe Araja. Thank you very much. And if I can now ask the runners-up to kindly exit stage left so we can get a nice picture, of course, of the winners of this quarter-final of the All-Star Challenge. And whilst the photographers take the pictures with that beautiful All-Star Challenge trophy, which is now being presented. There we go to the team, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please, if you would, a round of applause for Team Brookshire, Scott Wood, Pipi Vecellino, Polita Pieris, and Hera de Carril. And I'd like to remind you, of course, to make a note in your diary, the action of the All-Star Challenge and the WPL continues on Wednesday, the 15th of February. Make sure you can either join us down here or tune in on CTV Sports. 2 p.m. Casablanca will be taking on Pampa Norte Biotricity, and then in the afternoon, Richard Mille will be taking on Audi. I hand it back over to you, Dale. It's been an absolutely fantastic afternoon here at Grand Champions Polo
Thank you,
Club.
Jan-Erik Frank, as always, my man. Put your hands together for Jan-Erik Frank. What a guy. This guy's amazing on the mic. I want to thank Wendy Kaye, too, for helping us with the presentation of the trophies. Brookshire, winners of this today's single elimination match. So we're getting closer. You're going to get to those semifinals. Thank you for joining us here today on CTV Sports. For Jan-Erik Frank, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone at CTV Sports when I say thank you for making us the leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, when you see high goal polo at its finest, 26 goal level, beautiful field, beautiful horses, amazing players, you know why we always say we love the polo.